What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 short squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list going into the rest of the week. So I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, you do have GDP coming out on Thursday and then PCE on Friday. Both data points could potentially move the market, so move it to the next leg up, or could potentially break things a little bit further. But I think the consensus is, based on at least the forecasts, things seem to be rather optimistic. As well, Nvidia. So a lot of the market was holding its breath for Nvidia. And if their earnings was going to be negative, then unfortunately we're going to see more of an escalated downtrend. If positive, then you were going to see a recovery. So a lot of the key metrics they did beat, but future guidance was somewhat iffy, but still not enough to really continue the downtrend. So I think a lot of shorts were betting on Nvidia missing on their earnings. So with them largely being wrong, again, arguably, I feel like they will be returning in a lot of cases. And a lot of the stocks I'm going to be talking on, a lot of the shorts are overextended. So take that into consideration. One thing I do want to bring up though is normally this week was rather difficult, but I usually kind of filter stocks based on recent price action and various other short information data points. And a lot of the stocks that I do pick usually have a fairly good run. The only thing is, with the stock market going down over the last several trading days, it has been rather difficult on the momentum side. So a lot of these stocks are lacking that, so take that again into consideration. But starting off with stock number 5, ticker is TRUP, sitting at $33.84 over the last 1 year, down 40.24, and then over the last 1 month, down 30.63. The reasoning is largely because of their earnings on the 19th. This is what they do, so feel free to pause it and read through it. So property and casualty insurance based out of Seattle, but it is very heavily shorted. So 28.11% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 9.27 million shares. Cost per average is fairly low, so 0.85. But short score is 73.41. So the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. And I just want to draw your attention to this right here. So DTC is 15.63. That is extremely high based on, of course, the volume and number of shares being shorted. And one other thing I do want to bring up though is the shares on loan. So I'm not going to go over this in every case, but I just want to draw your attention to it, is 6.08 million shares. Right now there is 9.27 million shares. So there is a very clear indication that there is naked shorting occurring with this stock. So again, with positive data points potentially coming out, GDP, PCE, and just the market hopefully pushing higher because of Nvidia's earnings, this is where you could see a nice appreciation based on the stock price, and in some cases you could see a squeeze. So let me know your viewpoint on that. And then through IBKR does indicate roughly around 450,000 shares is available to be shorted. Reason why I'm bringing that up is in some cases you could see, if it's limited supply, big money buying, such as BlackRock, Vanguard, and they love to buy stocks just to lend out because it's easy money for them. So again, that is something to kind of keep in mind. But moving on to stock number 4, this one has been hit very, very hard, and I do cover this stock under this channel, and that is SOUN, sitting at $9.57. Moving up after hours, a little bit of FOMO kicking in. There was a recent analyst rating as well. Over the last 1 year, it is up 66.43, and then over the last 1 month, getting hit quite hard, down 35.11%. But reason why they are on this list is because of their upcoming earnings, which is on the 27th, so Thursday after hours. And potentially with their earnings, I feel like a lot of people, including myself, are speculating on what could potentially come, whether it be future partnerships, mergers, M&A, and all the other fun jazz. So honestly, they can say anything, and depending on, of course, how good of a catalyst that is, you could see the price appreciate. Also, again, factoring in how much they have gone down, could really move up in a significant way. So let me know your viewpoint on that. But 31.47% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 103.59 million shares. On Wednesday, shorts did increase 3.4 million shares. Shorts have generally been very, very active over the last little bit. So despite it running up like 400+% over the last 1 year, it definitely, you wouldn't estimate that based on shorts. So whoever's shorting definitely does have deep pockets, but utilization is 85.12, short score is 70.76, and then through IBKR, looks like roughly around 450,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this is stock number 4. Moving on to stock number 3, you have ticker OPFI. So this one has been on this list right over here when it did go on this very nice run. Currently sitting at $10.51 over the last 1 year, up 199.43%, and then over the last 1 month, down 13.5. Again, like I said, a lot of stocks, the momentum just hasn't been there. It's been hit quite hard, but this is what they do in case you are curious. So consumer finance, 445 employees, founded in 2012, but 28.28% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 5.59 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost per average, 5.66%. Shorts increased 260,000 shares on Wednesday, and then short score is 71.69. Shorts have been very, very active, as you can kind of see. So it went from almost about 6% short interest to a peak of 41.29. And in that time period, it went up a significant amount. So shorts are very stubborn with this stock, but potentially with good data, this is how you could see a potential squeeze, or at least a foundation for a squeeze. There is roughly around 85,000 shares on a side note available to be shorted. So this is a prime example of a stock that could see some buying as big money wants to kind of buy it up, lend it out, and rinse and repeat. So again, this is stock number 3. Moving on to stock number 2, just had their earnings, and that is ticker MARA, sitting at $12.45, and then $13.38 after hours. Over the last 1 year, definitely not been the best, but down 57.35, and then over the last 1 month, down 34.58. This is what they do. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what they do at this stage, but that's the company profile. 25.56% of the free float is being shorted though, so very heavy stuff. 85.37 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost per average is 1, and then short score is 72.68. So usually leading into an earnings, you can kind of see what shorts are anticipating. So by shorts increasing and doubling down, they were betting that their earnings was going to be a miss. It didn't clearly go according to their plan, so it did actually move higher. So this is where the shorts made the wrong bet. Again, could really prompt a squeeze just in that capacity. And then through IBKR does indicate roughly around 3 million shares. So you won't be seeing any buying for lending out of shares, but you could see some shorts return some of the stock just to mitigate risk due to their earnings. So this is stock number 2. And then finally, last but not least, moving on to the stock number 1. This has been on this list when it did run up right here quite a lot, and that is Reborn Coffee, tickers REBN, sitting at $4.84 over the last 1 year, up 193.33%. Over the last 1 month though, still doing very well, up pretty much 200%. So very kick-ass stuff. It did pull back from the recent highs of like $8 on February the 20th. So it's pulled back a lot in the short term. This is the company profile. So again, feel free to pause if necessary. But 14.69% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 311.37 thousand shares overall are being shorted. Cost per average is 511.38%. That is a annual rate, not a daily rate. And then short score is 79.1. Similar to the first stock that I did bring up, the math isn't mathing. So shares on loan, 169,000, shares being shorted, 311. So there is a clear indication of naked shorting happening with this stock. And then through IBKR does indicate roughly around 10,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this stock is a prime example of big money and BlackRock probably lining up to buy this stock most likely in the next couple of trading days just to lend out. So very profitable business. BlackRock makes a solid revenue from that. So let me know your thoughts on these top 5. Is there any other stocks that you would add to this list, and potentially which ones? So drop some tickers in the description below. One final thing, if you are looking for some buy signals, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.